and super morning to all of you. After an energetic start yesterday, let's raise the collective energy today and conclude our 21 by 72 with a big bang. So I would request all of you to just loudly cheer and shout a very good morning so that we can start the day with a very positive energy. So at the count of three, 1, 2, 3, good morning! Lovely, lovely. So welcome to the India's largest startup summit, where we gather to ignite ideas, foster connections, and celebrate the spirit of entrepreneurship. It is my great pleasure to be your MC for this momentous event where the brightest minds and the most dynamic startups come together to shape the future. In an era where technological advancements and creative solutions are transforming industries at a pace unimaginable, innovation is not just an option, but a necessity for survival and growth. This session that we are going to start with, the first panel discussion for the day, will delve into how visionary leaders are not only navigating and the complexities of today's market, but are also pioneering paths to create the solutions for tomorrow. So without further ado, let's welcome our distinguished speakers who will share their insights, strategies, and experiences in empowering innovation in shaping the future of startups. So please join me in welcoming, with a huge round of applause, Mrs. Meghna Dikshit, investor, strategy advisor, and startup mentor at ISL Gulf Business Incubator. Please, with a huge round of applause. Mr. Ishan Pandey, partner at TYT Partners of Associates and Consultants LLP. Mrs. Nazneen Chaporia, partner at A&B Legal. Mr. Sparsh Khandelwal, founder and CEO at Stylework. Mr. Ankit Machhar, Director, Ecosystem Wadhwani Foundation. And to moderate the panel, we have very talented Sadaf Khan, partner at Lexicon Legal. So welcome all of you esteemed speakers and moderator on the stage, and let's dive into the world of innovation.
Hello and a very good morning to all of you. I am Sadaf Khan, the founder of Lexicon Legal. Lexicon Legal is a full-service law firm. I'm excited to be sharing the panel with such diverse and talented people today, and I would request all the panelists to kindly introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sparsh Khandelwal. I'm the founder and CEO for Stylework. Stylework apparently is a co-working space platform. It's a marketplace where we aggregate multiple flexible workspaces. What we are working for is solving for the future of work. I think after COVID, times are amazing where we want to work flexibly. And how do we solve it through technology by aggregating multiple co-working spaces and bringing a platform at the top of it is what the core of the heart in our brand is. So very happy to be here and to have the panel on.
Hello everyone, good morning. Breakfast kiya? बहुत कम लोग हैं, but I hope you will all have had your breakfast, and I hope this forum, this panel makes you wake up well. My name is Meghna Dikshit. I have come here from Dubai. I'm a very desi, living in the Middle East for the last 15 years. I'm a consultant, coach, content creator, and very recently, in the last 1 year, I have invested in one of the biggest business incubator in Middle East. And so I am a startup mentor, a market access enabler, and I'm learning all about startups with you all. I've recently also launched my own company, which is into consulting. So yeah, doing a lot of other things, and I'm also a mother and a wife and a daughter, and it goes hand in hand.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Extending a vote of thanks for everyone for showing up at 10 in the morning on a Sunday. Really glad that you guys are here to hear us out. So I am Ishan. I happen to be an advocate and a partner at TYT Partners, Associates and Consultants. I run this law firm in the region of Delhi, NCR per se. And I believe, other than being here to give some legal insights on the entire subject of startups, I myself have ventured into the startup culture and have started my own consultancy firm, with our moderator, Ms. Sadaf Khan, here in Dubai itself. And I hope we have an eventful discussion for the next 45 minutes. Thanks.
Very good morning, everyone. I'm Nazneen from A&B Legal. That's one of the law firms that I've co-founded around 10 years back. And my core practice area focus is also in terms of working with startups as well as growth stage companies in ensuring they are legally compliant and strong from a documentation point of view, and also helping them out with the fundraising process, especially with a focus on international structures. So in terms of foreign exchange laws, guiding them and ensuring that there are no pitfalls or less pitfalls that they come across while they are trying to do business abroad or getting in partners from abroad to invest in their business here. So yes, I'm looking forward to hosting this panel discussion along with everybody here and sharing my 2 bits of the journey so far.
Thank you, all of you. That was very insightful, and I hope our audience gets to learn something new from us today and carry something back home. So my first question is to you, Meghna. You've done a lot of work in the HR consultancy domain. There is a lot of noise around startup and startup culture, and the key person to frame that startup culture is always an HR. And they play a very vital role in how the company treats their employees, or how the company, creates a larger picture for their clients and their audience. So I would like to know how your journey has been in working with people from different domains. Like, would you like to share some insights on that?
Yes, thank you. So I have spent 15 years of my life in HR. I have been nominated as Women in Leadership Award for Young Achiever in HR back when I was young. I think I still am. Why I said this is that I have been on the side working for big MNCs in HR. And then once I moved to the Middle East, I got into HR consulting, where I happened to work with the government. So my first client was Royal Oman Police. That's when I understood that how it works in the government domain. Cut to, I got to work with the startups now. So you see, the HR is a very wide term, but the way a people and culture works and all of these different things is very different, because talent is different, philosophy is different. What I'm interested now that I have donned the hat of a startup mentor, or that I am a part of an incubator, now I'm seriously interested, and I'm really switched on every time I hear about HR tech startups. I must tell you guys that, I know the question is about how I feel about HR, but anyone here, because I think there are a lot of entrepreneurs here, or if you're looking at a next business idea, then the potential to grow, I'm not the right person to talk about the percentage. We have not done a study in India, but I can tell you in the Middle East, and even within our incubator, 20% of the companies right now that we have are from the HR tech space. So fintech, HR tech, agri-tech, big time. And why HR tech? Because like you said, HR is no more, the Babu department anymore. It's literally, if it is CEO's best friend, they said. Because what do you need in business? You need efficiency, and very importantly, you need talent to stay with you. Yesterday, I don't know if you attended Raj Shamani's. Did you? First thing he said that I don't do anything. It's the people I hire on my team who makes me the Raj Shamani, or who makes that podcast. Now imagine if you are the best entrepreneur, but the people around you are not good enough, or they don't feel valued enough, or they are not paid right. What's going to happen? Do you really think? Because see, entrepreneur, unless you're a solopreneur or a freelancer, this is not a one person's job. There are few people sitting here, but if you ask each one of them, there's a whole team that makes them successful. There's also a whole team that makes the venture goes down. Yes? So that is what is the importance of HR. HR cannot anymore be done with the old age, this card and that card practice, that itte baje aao or ye PL and this CL and sick leave. No. Invest. If you're an investor, do look for some great HR techs, look for some great productivity matrices, and then invest very, very well in your recruitment. And then culture, you said, is made by HR. I'm sorry, I disagree. Culture is made by the corner office, the entrepreneur, the CEO. They are the ones who make the culture. HR spreads it around. Once you have the culture, your skill matrix is aligned to that culture, and that's the kind of people you are. When you think of Google, you think differently. But when you think of Elon Musk, SpaceX, you think differently. It's a different culture. Yeah? Reliance is a very different culture. Tata is a very different culture. Correct? But where did it come from? Some HR guy did not make it. It's the DNA which the businesses brought in.
So HRs are supposed to take it
HR
forward.
is I call HR, and I always call myself a catalyst. So we are the catalyst, but as startups, I do look forward to the HR tech. I hope I answered the question.
That was very insightful and such new information about technology being incorporated in the HR system as well. So thank you for the insight. I'm sharing the stage today with two other fellow lawyers of mine. And my next question is to you, Nazneen. And I'm sure you are going to relate to this question. Law has always been a very conventional, male-dominated industry. And both of us here have started our own firms. How has the journey been in this man's world, creating your own name, becoming the leader of your own firm and, making a name for yourself and sitting here today? You also happen to be from Surat, which is such a great feeling for me to be sharing the stage with you. So I just want you to tell the audience that how did you start your journey and what has it been like for you?
Thank you so much. So yes, like I was saying, I consider myself half from Bombay, half from Surat, because my father's side of the family is from Dumas, so I've spent my childhood here. And reaching here today at this stage where we can talk about the professional ecosystem with the startup world and the legal fraternity, being present here today is a big, big pleasure and honor for me. But I'll tell you very frankly, in terms of my journey in starting this own firm, which we did around 11 years back, I have been relatively blessed, if I can say, in finding a very good support system or colleagues around us, which made my task much easier in starting the law firm. In fact, our law firm has all women partners today, except the one co-founding partner who's a guy and who helped us found this firm. But other than that, all the associates, all the partners that we have today are women. So we do have a soft spot for women entrepreneurs whenever we are working with them.
Like that.
Yeah, but having said that, you are absolutely right. It is not so lucky for women in this field. And I myself have experienced it quite a few times when I'm traveling to other cities for deal negotiations. It does happen, not very often, but it does happen that quite often they don't want you hear your point of view on a topic just because it's coming from a lady. So you have to make yourself very assertive while putting across your thoughts to them to make sure that there is just no room for negotiation. I think that comes with a belief that comes as a part of your growing up process, being the person that you are, that you have that equal say in things. And I think that belief comes across when you are interacting with people, which will help you secure your place. So definitely do always believe in yourself as long as you have certain thought process in mind. And hopefully the rest of it can be dealt with and fall in place.
So I hope the city has more female lawyers who go on to become lawpreneurs,
definitely,
as they call it today.
I would love to see that more and more happening from other cities as well, other than Bombay. And whenever we get a chance to deal with women professionals, because quite often as a part of the legal system, when you're working in other cities, you need to collaborate with other professionals. So we make it a point whenever we do get a chance to collaborate with female professionals in other cities. I mean, no offense to the guy sitting over here at all, but just that we share a soft spot for encouraging them.
So hopefully I'll be your next collaboration then.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that, Nazdi. So Sparsh, my next question is to you. Surat, 5 years back, could not imagine having a co-working space. Like, if you would have asked me what a co-working space is 5 years back in time, I would have said, I don't know. And now the city has more than 10 co-working spaces. You started your journey way back in 2016. I'm sure a lot of people would have told you the same thing, that this is not going to work. What are you doing? How is it going to make you money? How is it going to be a profitable business? And yet, here you are today transforming it towards technology. You're trying to get it in a technology manner. What challenges have you faced and what challenges do you still face in doing that?
I think I don't see them as challenges. I think it's wonderful to see from 2016. Once I think only 100 co-working spaces used to be there in India. Now there are 10,000 co-working spaces in 7 years. I think I was recently looking at my team's data. So they told me we are in 90 cities. My first question was, which are these 90 cities? tell me, tell me those cities. I only know 30 or 40, right? And they said we have 90 cities where co-working spaces are there, and they are on our platform. And they said we have another 30, 40 more cities. So 120, 130 cities where co-working spaces have come up, or flex spaces have come up is a great sign. I think it's with the sign of moving towards smart cities and the non-urban cities that are there and making the infrastructure more wider, more sustainable spaces, because it's the co-working space infrastructure that can attract larger companies. It's about the future of work, and all of that has been going on in the last 7 years. But I think challenges has been from the young entrepreneurship side. It gives you more persevere, right? I think, like you said, people must have said, "What are you starting on?" And there is no co-working space market, and you're trying to build an aggregation market at the top of it. And then how will it work and all? But I think you have to be ahead of the curve. If you can envision it, what's going to come in after 3-4 years, after 5 years, and you start working towards it, there is a manifestation line that works across it, and you have to do it. If you won't do it, somebody else will do it, and it will come on reality, right? So I think that's been the mindset, and I think that's what I want to pass upon to all the entrepreneurs around here.
But do you also think that COVID has played a very wide role in, making people more accepting of the fact that now they can work from a co-working space as well? Like they don't have to go to the office because of the remote working possibilities that opened up right after COVID?
100%. So I think necessity is the mother of invention, right? Till the time the COVID wasn't there, a lot of HR and admins, and they would say still go to the conventional office or come to this, but then they have no option after COVID, right? People are like, we are not coming, or fire us, or we'll move down, right? It was so once that came in, so people have to find out solutions to get in more co-working spaces, get in more, so we like walk-to-work solutions. You're at office. Hybrid is one of the biggest questions globally that we are seeing. In India, still we are at 4:0 or 5:1. Like, 5 days you're at office. In Middle East or Southeast Asia, you are at 3:2, or 2:3. In Europe, if you'll go, it's still 1:4. 1 day office, 4-day work from home. So the hybrid quotient is varying after COVID, right? But it has allowed people, companies, and HRs to think that let's have a hub office, let's have co-working spaces, let's have spoke offices, and create an infrastructure across it. I think that's the pilot.
So you rightly pointed out that you were ahead of your time. So you had that advantage and COVID helped you in the right way.
I think it falls in the manifesting journey. If you want to create something
Absolutely, I believe
big,
in manifestation.
some of the other things would line up. I'm not saying COVID was a great thing that happened, but I think it happened good for a lot of the ecosystem for technology to push faster, right? With that little loss, a lot of things could come across. Yeah.
So, Ishan, my next question is to you. You happen to be the first generation lawyer in your family, breaking through the barriers and with absolutely no backing whatsoever. You've recently opened up a legal consulting firm in Dubai now. How has your journey been into this transformation of becoming a leader? I really would want you to tell our audience that what was it like to take this risk? Were you always prepared to take this risk, or does this come with experience or like manifestation? What is it that pushed you to, thrive for better things in life?
Firstly, I think I need to do some damage control also here. It's an absolute pleasure to be between this panel, sitting here in a female-dominated panel here, amongst empowering, amongst empowering women all along. I see a lot of women entrepreneurs also coming up, and I feel ecstatic to just be a part of this entire event for that matter. All right, coming back to your question, Sadaf, my co-panelist here has rightly pointed out, whenever you build something new, you need a lot of backing. That is where legality as a profession, coupled with HR, coupled with accounting services, coupled with administrative services come into play. My particular journey as someone who has no legal generational people working in my hierarchy for that matter, yes, there are challenges, but our field happens to be a very skill-oriented field. It drives and it thrives only if you can perseverance, you'll be perseverant and follow your, and back your skills for that matter. If I am not skillful enough to give a solution-oriented legal opinion to a particular client that comes up to me, I am of no good. So even if a lawyer who has a backing per se, in our quote-unquote backing per se, if there is no skill that he can bring on board, maybe 5 months into the picture, 6 months into the picture, this is the longevity of a field, because it's a professional field per se. So I think I have gathered, touchwood to that, I have gathered enough skills and knowledge to cater to my audience and whoever comes up to me with a particular difficulty that I need to cater to. Now, in the next chapter of my life, wherein I have now started a consultancy firm in Dubai as well, that is a completely new venture for me. I am in a very similar space like all of these budding entrepreneurs here. I need a lot of, I am a person who can do a lot of paperwork, yes. But when it comes to business side of things, that is what I am learning. That's why I'm here at this event as well. I can give you a lot of insights on what paperwork documentation is required to run a particular company. But to be here amongst the distinguished panelists and a lot of entrepreneurs here, I am also getting to learn the nuances of the business world like that. Dubai has yes happened, and I'm yet to explore the business side of things, and I'm genuinely looking forward to that with all my wit and perseverance.
So, following up on that, Meghna, I would like to know from you. You've been in Dubai for the past 15 years now. It's a global market like we were just speaking about. What tips would you like to give the entrepreneurs here? What not to do? Because what to do is a very wide topic that is not going to be covered in such a short span. So,
That's a very good question, and I will try and answer this through examples. So in the last 12 months, I have been mentoring a few startups, and both of the startups that I've mentored 4 startups, but 2 of which are from India. And so one of the few things that I originally saw, now these are amazing companies. They have amazing, tech model, framework, everything done. But you have to understand, as much as Dubai has a huge population of India, etc., but it is a whole different landscape, legally, compliance-wise, and culturally, okay? So so first thing, be very careful. So you can copy-paste your business model to a certain extent when you're entering a new territory like UAE. I'm saying Dubai, but I'm talking about UAE. So, but then what you need to really be understanding enough is that you have to probably do a different market, a whole new market research to figure out your product placement there. Like, do people need your product in the UAE? Because you have to understand, like I'll give you an example. This particular company came and they said that they are into luxury IoT device, okay? So I'm like, okay, luxury. When I saw it, and I don't have the poker face yet like a lot of lawyers. So when I saw the definition of luxury, I was like, okay. But we are talking Dubai, where people's, like, furnitures are Fendi, the curtains are Versace. It's flamboyance. It's very, I wouldn't call it flamboyance, it's their way of life. Yeah? If you enter into Dubai Mall, even if you buy like a t-shirt from there, it will smell of Bakur and Oud or from Versace for like 5 days in your suitcase. Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah? So this is luxury. So when they say, so the idea is that if you call it luxury and you're putting it, your aim is to put it in the gourmet places in Dubai, then it has to be closer to the definition of luxury of the market that you're going in. It's just one example. Second example, like I was talking about cultural. There's a particular company, it's not yet part of the incubator, but a startup that came to me that was from Africa. And the name basically suggested weed. Like, it's a fun name. People name a very good name. Like, it was a fun name. I would have loved it otherwise if in India. but that name would not even get registered in UAE. Because, you can't name anything with any resemblance of drugs or whatever. So I'm talking about such a small thing here. So do your research well, do your market research again. Compliance, legality, big, big, big thing. Another thing, like I remember one particular, I was helping someone with their go-to-market plan, and I saw that one of the things they said is that they will give commission to the waiters. I was like, no, you can't do that. They said, no, but we do it in India here. I said, it is considered bribe. That if they push their product, they'll give a commission. So I'm saying, these are small things. And I'm not saying that they came from a bad ethic. It's just the knowledge of the land. So you have to be very particular, do it. There are some amazing companies and consulting. There are people like me and others. There are incubators like IXL who provide all of this service. So be there. My suggestion is, before you start your company in Dubai, go. If your market is into luxury, then go to all the places and do your marketing. Be personally there. Go to those restaurants where you want to see your product. If you are a law firm, for example, go and meet some, just have a coffee, and people are so open in Dubai. Go and meet up with other lawyers and law firms. Dubai works on what we call collaboration. Really, it's not collaboration. Like, people will answer you in email. People will meet you up for coffee. You just write to them on LinkedIn and they would do it. It's called Vasta, and relationship works a big time in Dubai. I'm sure here also, but there it is not so much transactional, but relationship works. They would not even ask you, what is my cut in it? They will not. But they would see you win, and then you should remember them. That's the whole idea. What not to do is, do not break relationship. Do not try to cut into a shortcut. Follow rules. You cannot do jugaad there. Follow rules. And make your business the right product market fix for the new market, especially in Dubai.
Absolutely. I do agree, because like we said, we've also done a lot of research before we actually entered the market. So I think that will help us now pave our way forward. Since we're running a little short on time, my next question is to the both of you, and I would like you to, just give us a gist. Since we are on the topic of innovation, the legal system has evolved drastically in the last 5 years and after COVID, when we understood that, you just don't have to go to the court, you can also conduct hearings online. How has technology helped evolve our legal system? Like, are we being able to catch up with the startups, the new age startups that are so smart in their own ways that they Google everything before they come to us? So I would just like you guys to give us a gist of it.
Sure. So, like he rightly mentioned, I mean, COVID was something that was unfortunate, and there's definitely no doubt about it. But in terms of being a catalyst, in terms of bringing in things at a faster pace that probably in the pre-COVID time we would not have imagined, was one of the positive impacts of the COVID time that we all faced. And I think one of the most important things that happened was our legal system, the courts and all, going online. I think without the advent of COVID happening, in terms of the Bombay High Court or our Supreme Court or any of the lower courts, having an online system where they are allowing VC hearings would have been unimaginable, at least for the next 10 to 15 years. But here, like, necessity is the mother of invention. So overnight, literally, they had to bring in online systems, VC systems, and make sure that the judges and all the contributors in the system were familiarized with it and started appearing online, because there was no other option. So I think similar things, even as a legal professional, when we are doing legal due diligences for our clients, earlier the expectation was wherever it is, whichever part of India, you have to go in person to be at the site for a few days at least, spend some time there. But because deals also had to happen during the COVID period, everybody realized that you can, in fact, equally work seamlessly without compromising through the VC system with your data rooms and all. So there were a lot of positive impacts like this, where technology and AI had a very important role to play, which helped, I think, not just for professionals or advisors, but even for businesses and startups themselves, because they could get a more compliant model at a fraction of a cost as compared to earlier, when they used to spend on a lot of advisors visiting, on a lot of employees visiting their place, working out of a place. So it was a win-win for both. So I think these type of technology-based roles will only take businesses go forward much smoother and in a much more efficient manner. And that suddenly got to the fore with the advent of COVID.
So we had no option but to get with the bandwagon.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
that's what
Because
happened.
otherwise we couldn't have imagined having the VC system come in for our hearings for at least another 5 to 10 years for sure. So.
Just to add to that also, very well summed up by my colleague here. Yes, it has become very cost effective. Something known as the online dispute resolution mechanism. It's become very cost effective for corporates across sectors and industries, wherein when I say cost effective, what this mechanism has done is for parties to come across in a VC hearing itself, in a virtual space itself, and mediate their disputes, which is costing them not even a fraction of what a year-long or half a decade-long litigation would cost them.
And for the first time, we saw Sama on Shark Tank. That's
Sama
when
was on
people
Shark Tank.
actually realized that legal industry also has a lot of technology.
Offering the very same thing that we're right now speaking about. But there is one more aspect of technology wherein technology has, yes, entered in the legal space, like we've already mentioned right now, but legal professionals also have to go ahead with times as technology is changing. When you said AI, when you say the technology advent that has taken the entire world by a storm, AI has been a revelation for all of us. It's something like a blockchain, something like a crypto, wherein new industries are opening up and governments and legislatures across the world are coming up with a lot of regulations and statutory belongings wherein they can run this entire space in a particular manner. Why is that being done? It's been done because they know that technology is the future. That's why we see 99% people here with tech startups. No matter what idea you have, no matter what you want to do, it's all technology backed. That is why, as a legal professional, intellectual property comes into play. Trademark, patents, copyrights come into play. That is exactly why her field, being an HR field, is also entirely technology driven now. You have to go ahead with the advent of technology.
Keep innovating.
And it's a mutual thing. It's a two-way street. It's a give and take for technology as well as any other professional here on this panel.
Very rightly said by Yusha. So my last question is to you, Sparsh. I'm sure you meet a lot of startup founders on day-to-day basis and you have a lot of interactions with them, you being a founder yourself. What insights would you like to share? Like, has any founder inspired you to go towards technology? Has it been some challenge that you faced during your execution or during your journey that led you to actually innovate and get technology into the picture?
Oh, I think very interesting question. I think the larger role models have been, Steve Jobs. Let's start in from there, right? Why do not cover up the situation?
Of course.
So when we started up very early, I think those have been the larger role models for us. And seeing them creating one of the best technologies across the space, and then what Elon Musk is creating. So you always have your role models much higher. It's not about that you cannot, or what Google has created, what Facebook has created. That was there, right? I think with that view of creating something larger was there, and I remember I started up with creating something on modular space architecture, right? Although it didn't come in from the field or an architectural field, and we were just speaking about it, that I was a computer science graduate, and I don't know where it came from, right? You just have your own findings sometimes, right? And I think after that, you realize that it's just not about creating your Mary. What do you think is being Mary, right? You get to the practical and a little crazy environment, both of it as a mix of it, that this is the hybrid that can work, that can let you reach closer to the dream that you want to have. That's where co-working came in then, right? That, okay, maybe the space ventures that you're trying to create is a decade away, right? The timing is not right for that. Maybe the timing is right for co-working right now. And you can attach an impact to it, right? The impact could be, we can create technology for the future of work, right? Through that, the creativity and the productivity for people would be more. I think that was the impact angle to it, and I think that motivated to create the technology. A lot of challenges across it, but I think you find in the right people. You don't have to create everything
So like
by your
she
own.
said, team is the key.
Team is the key, right? I think so. My CTO has been 7 years from day one in the company. We started from a garage office, and he has been building up the technology so far, right? And then we got the product team and everybody's there. I think I think if you want to create or solve a problem, if your hybrid is aligned, you will find people and you'll find ways to create it. I think that's my submission.
So I think we'll sum up the discussion. Thank you so much for being such a patient audience, and I hope you all you all are going to take something back home. If you have any questions, we all here all day. You can just meet us outside, and we'll be happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Definitely, it was a very insightful and very igniting session. Also, I would request you to please be on stage as we want to felicitate you for your presence and sharing your valuable insights. And I would request Mr. Suresh Todi, so please come and felicitate our panelists and moderator. First, we have Meghna Dikshit. Ishan Pandey. Nazneen Ichaporia. Sparsh Khandelwal. Ankit Machhar. He's not here, sorry. And Sadaf Khan.